Hi everyone, this is Amy with Simply Elizabeth Crafts, and I have one more project for you, this right here, using the June 2023 paper pumpkin called Welcome In. Make sure I get that in there for you. Don't forget, I have 2 of those paper pumpkins left that you can purchase, and if you'd like to, you can also add on the dies that coordinate with that set. There are 3 little dies, and you can add those on. And lastly, remember that if you purchase from my online store this week, now between Sunday, since we didn't have our live until Wednesday, you will get the cardstock and of course the die cuts here, and the little pieces from the kit that you need to recreate these 3 projects if you spend $35 before tax and shipping in my online store. All of that information is in the description of this video, so make sure you check that out as well as the blog post. Okay, let's get started with our card. We're going to try to make it quick and easy. I have already done the die cutting, the stamping. The only thing we're going to stamp is our vase. I've already cut it out. This is actually one of the punch outs, but this is the exact same size as the die itself. So you'll see it just sticks right on in there. Okay, so we are going to start by stamping. Let's do that first. I'm going to grab some grid paper. We're going to grab some Poppy Parade. I stepped a little outside of that blue box for this card. Add in a little red. I'm just making sure I get it nice and inked up. Then we are going to adhere it down. Give it a good press there. And then I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool. And we are going to take it off just like that. All right, so we're going to set that aside. We're going to set that aside as well. And then we're going to take our card base, and I've already scored it, so this will be easy to give it a good burnish. We have our embossed piece, which uses a new embossing folder in the annual catalog. And the link on the blog post will give you all the products that are used. Some of these products I have not put my little stickers on yet, so I don't know what they're really called. All I can tell you is that it's a Stampin' Up! 3D embossing folder at the moment, and I believe it has the word brick in it somewhere. All right, so we're gonna set that aside. I've also cut a circle, a stitch circle. This is from the Stylish Shapes. I do know the name of that one. We're gonna set that aside for a second. I've also cut out this piece here. Now this paper is from the brand new online exclusive called One Horse Open Sleigh, and it's a nice good wood piece that's in that pack of paper. It's a gorgeous back paper. That is paper that I'm using in my Christmas class on July the 22nd. And this is cut out using this die right here from the Let's Go Shopping dies. And we are going to take that die, I cut it out, we're going to take our cutter, and I'm going to close up this so that I don't get it everywhere. We're going to take our piece, and I'm going to push this up like this so you can see my lining. I'm going to line up this side with the jut outs. That's what I'm going to call it, because we're going to make it look like a banister, not a banister, but a like a shelf. So we're going to line it up with the half mark, just like that. Then I don't want that to move, so I'm going to take some of this little tape that I have that I use on my die cutting. We're going to make sure it's straight on that half mark. And then we are going to just trim off this edge. Okay, so you can use this for whatever you want. You can keep that for later on. The great thing about this tape is that it does not rip your paper, comes right on off. So we'll stick that on our cutter, on our embossing machine. So now we've got our ledge, and that will sit right about there. And we can actually go ahead and put that on because it doesn't have to be in a perfect spot according to the vases that we're going to put on. So we're going to put 4 on here because it is DSP. So I want to make sure that it holds up and there is no sagging. All right, and then this is going to go right about here. Okay, now we are going to start creating our little flower displays in these vases. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dimensional right here on the back of our vase, or on the very, very top. I'm going to put one there and there. I'm going to take off just this base, or just the backing of this right here. And we are going to stick on 3 of our stems. Now these stems are actually cut from the Dainty Delight. I did this one as well as this one because then it allowed me to cut out more at one time. And all we're going to do is attach right about here, and we're going to kind of make it go in that direction. And I'm not worried about the end at all. That'll be fun. I'm just kind of checking it because we want them at different lengths for sure. We're going to stick this one going in this direction and maybe a little bit shorter. Okay, and then one more. And this is going to kind of go up the center, so we're going to kind of make it straight. And we're going to do it right about there. Okay, we don't need all this little extra right here, so we're going to just trim it all off like that. Of course, it went flying everywhere, but that's okay. I'll find green pieces later on, right? Okay, so now we've got those there. Now we're going to add in our little leafy parts here. So I'm going to grab some glue dots. Now these are glue dots out of a prior paper pumpkin. These are perfect to use. We're going to put it on the front of that leaf right there. And then we're going to stick this in kind of the background. Let's actually move it up a little bit more like that. And then we're going to grab one more. We're going to put another glue dot on there. So we're going to stick this right here on the front. And this one's going to go down a little bit further. We just want a little bit peeking out. Okay, now you'll see that this dimensional is all covered up now. So what I need to do is I need to take and put a little bit of adhesive on top. So I'm just going to take these glue dots and place them so that these will attach to our circle. Okay, there we go. Now we'll take off the backings of the other 2. And we're going to sit this right about here. Okay, now we will put our flowers on and we can adjust as we need to. If we need to make our stems a little shorter, you can see that's probably not pulled out very far, but that is okay. We're going to leave it just like that. Or maybe not. Let's see if we can move that up just a little bit. Nope, I just broke it off. That's okay. You know, that's what happens when you start playing with them, right? All right, so we're gonna fix that though, and I'm gonna show you how we can fix it. So I've got that all there. We're gonna take and put a little glue dot on the back of this. And then we can add it in to our, you know, sometimes this is what happens. So we're just gonna put it right there and nobody is gonna be able to tell that I ripped it off. So see, there we go. Now we've got a little bit of that green that's a little further up. So yay. All right. Now we're gonna do 2 yellow flowers this time and 1 blue. So we're gonna put a dimensional on the back of this one, and we're just gonna trim off on the edge because these are little. One thing I do want to tell you about these dies, please note that you will not have any white space around your die. It will be completely solid colored because it cuts off that white edge, which we're not really used to. All right, we've got that there, and you see that sticking out just a little bit, so let's just trim it off. Okay, and then we're gonna do blue in the middle, and we're actually gonna lay, nope, we're gonna pop this one up too. We're gonna lay the other one down flat. All right, so then we've got that there, and this is gonna go right about here, like that, and then this one will go, let's see, let me actually grab a big glue dot for this one. All right, so then this is gonna go right about here, okay? Now we've got this one, and we're gonna do the same thing. And there may be an easier way, but, nope, we need to move that up. 1 and 2, and then that one will go right here. All right. We're gonna put our leafy parts first on this one. Like that. I don't know why it's, there we go. Let's trim off this little piece here. There we go. Okay, then we're gonna take our stem and we're gonna stick it right about there, and we will trim off this piece. Okay, then we're gonna put some of those glue dots on the back of these pieces to also kind of help keep that down. Let's do one more just to make sure it stays secure. Okay, and then let's take the backs off of these, and we're gonna stick it right here next to our red. I'm just trying to make sure I get it straight. Okay. And then we're gonna take one of our red or poppy parade flowers. We are gonna grab our dimensionals, cut off one of the little pieces on the edge, stick it down, and then stick it onto our flower there. All right, so now let's take our, I'm gonna move all that trash out the way. Let's start working on our card base. We are gonna take and pop up our circle, but before we do that, we want to add in some linen thread ribbon and tie a big bow. And we're gonna actually wrap this 3 times. I don't need it that large. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we are gonna tie our bow like that. There we go. All right, and then we will trim this off like that. And that will eventually lay flat, I promise. We're gonna squeeze all that together. We're gonna take some dimensionals. We're gonna take 9 dimensionals. Put 3 on the bottom, 3 in the middle, and then 3 at the top. And then this will just go straight onto the front of our card base right here. Okay, then we're going to flip this over. We'll put dimensionals on the back. Oop, that one went over a little bit. There we go. Then this will sit right here like that. We will take the embellishments that came in the kit, and again, I believe these are Starry Sky. That's what they look like to me. They may actually be Night of Navy, but I feel these are Starry Sky. And we are going to place one here, and one here. Now, you will see that there is no sentiment stamped. I felt like this card did not need a sentiment. You can use this card for anything you want. It could be sympathy, it could be thinking of you, it could be happy birthday. But I felt like this card didn't need that extra little sentiment on the front. So you could always open it up and stamp whatever you want, or just write a nice little message. Thanks so much for joining me this week. I hope you enjoyed the alternative projects for the paper pumpkin called Welcome In. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. All of my contact information is in the description of this video, along with all of the links on any of my upcoming classes and the link to the blog post so that you can get the specifics on this card. Thanks so much, and see you next time. Bye.